Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Amma ba'da, habati fillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As'al Allah Kareem Rabbil Arsh al-Azim an yatawallana fi dunya wal akhirah. We ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the Almighty accepts our good and forgives our evil, protects us from kulli su' wa makruh, rectifies our condition and affairs. Habati fillah, a question was asked. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hafidhakum Allah. Since our pious predecessors were going by that way of 10 ayat in depth and application, that brings up two thoughts to share. First, would it be ideal for a new playlist, 10 ayat a day, a week, from the recital till the detailed tafsir and profound nasiha for the application? And secondly, does that mean also that it might be the best to go in order how the Quran was revealed, starting with Iqra, BarakAllahu, feekum? So, insightful questions, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us all and protect us all and preserve us all and forgive us all. As far as the first question, would it be idea for a new playlist, 10 ayat a day, a week, from the recital to the detailed tafsir and profound nasiha? So the reality is I don't have the favor of having that kind of time to be able to commit to any or many projects aside from my other regular duties and obligations. But what I would advise is generally locally, or online, finding a Quran teacher. If you are trying to memorize the Quran or reciting Quran, for correct recitation. And secondly, as far as the tafsir, you can read the tafsir or attend lectures or durus that are geared up for tafsir al-Quran. And there are so many that are recorded, especially if you know the Arabic language. If you don't know the Arabic language, then I'm sure there are some good tafsir from Ahlul Sunnati wal Jama'ah. However, I am not that as aware of them, those durus. But what I can say is you can easily now with, there's tafsir Sa'di in English, there's tafsir Qurtubi, tafsir Tabari, tafsir Ibn Kathir, in which I would recommend tafsir Sa'di first and tafsir Ibn Kathir as much easier reads, and just to go through some of those ayat that you are trying to memorize, and so that way you can know them and benefit. But I think the maqsad, the most important intent here, is that you are not just memorizing without any understanding and without any reflection and without any understanding of the meaning, because we have so many hufad around the world, more than any other time, I'm sure. And with that being the case, how many don't even know the Arabic language, don't even know what they're reciting? There are many, They might be from Indonesia, they could be from Somalia, they could be from Japan, they could be from America, they could be even from the Arab worlds. And a lot of people don't know what they're reciting, and especially if Arabic is not their mother tongue or they haven't studied the Arabic language. So learning, I think that is the biggest intent, is learning and practicing what you learn. We may or may not be able to do the same programming, if you will, as the Sahaba radiyallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'in, but rather what is to be taken from that is not necessarily that you only go 10 ayat because they did 10 ayat. No, but you go with whatever you are able to learn with being able to practice and with the intent to practice. So if you are memorizing a page a day, no problem, or 2 pages, or if it's a half a page, or if it's an ayah, that is no problem. You are going at your pace, what you are able to do, but make sure you learn, and make sure you learn how to recite properly, and you learn the meanings, bi'idhnillah ta'ala. And you can study that on your own as far as the tafsir, just for reading, just so you can get in. And then if you have questions, فَاسْأَلْ أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Ask the people of knowledge if you don't know. The second point that you mentioned, the second question, does that mean also that it might be the best to go in order how the Quran was revealed, starting with Iqra? I've never heard anybody make those assertions. Usually people, of course, you begin with Fatiha, because Fatiha is wajib. You need Fatiha. So I would definitely not say start with Iqra over Fatiha. So learning how to recite Surah Al-Fatiha, and because you need that for Salat. And it must be sound. You must be able to recite it properly for your prayer to be accepted by Allah Azza wa Jal. Secondly, it is better to follow the established way of the Muslims, in that if you are a new Muslim or you are just learning the Quran or what have you, you can start with, and you're not on a serious program, but you're just learning how to read. You're learning, what's going to be most applicable for most of us is learning how to recite Juz Amma and memorizing Juz Amma, the last Juz of the Quran. And that will be useful in learning its meaning and learning the tafsir and benefiting from it and practicing it. That's going to be what you're going to hear the most when you're frequenting the masajid and when you're listening and so forth. So that is an easier way to begin. If you want to start from Surah Al-Baqarah after Fatiha, tafaddal, there's no problem with that as well, if you're going to be on a consistent program. But what you're going to need mostly for Salat, and what you're going to hear a lot recited in the masajid in many places, is surahs from Juz Amma. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the Almighty to accept our good and forgive our evil. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.